Welcome back. Well, property investing is nearly all about the numbers. And so with the latest property statistics from around the country, let's take you to our Brisbane studio where we find the chairman of Century 21 Australia, Charles Tarbey. Charles, great to see you there. Thanks so much for joining us. First of all, the national auction clearance rates. Let's kick it off.
Yeah, they hit 66.4 this week. This time last year was 66.9. So we're pretty much steady with where we were. Sydney was the best performer at 71.1%, with Melbourne close behind at 68.3%. So they're moving along pretty well.
And homes advertised for sale?
Yeah, well, that actually decreased for the third week in a row. We're now at negative 1.58% over this time last week. That's for the Australian market. And the New Zealand market, it also declined quite significantly. There's been quite a radical change in New Zealand with stock and across the country with new listings and new properties coming on the market. It's in negative territory as well. Maybe a sign of winter, but I'm sure that's changing.
Interesting figures. The third one is residential rent price movements. What can you tell us?
Look, they have been steady for some time, so investors could be quite comfortable with the fact that their return on their investment is pretty strong. Nothing radical is going to change. Sydney has been sitting in the 11s for a while. It's had 11.5% increase over the time that we started keeping the charts. And Melbourne at 7.9, Perth 18.64, giving us an average of 12.68 across the country.
And the final one, residential vacancy rates.
Now, they've been steady again, a little bit up and down, but basically between 3 and 4%. Sydney was at 2.5, Melbourne at 2.11, a good drop for Melbourne. It was always in the 3s. And Perth came in at 4.67. It's been the highest for some time. So it's given us an average vacancy rate of 3.09, Dan.
Very interesting indeed. Gentlemen, I'll bring you in very quickly just before we go. Tom Stewart, what do you make of the numbers?